I mean, this is taking it in a whole different direction, but I feel like as a gay man who grew up watching gay porn that was mostly white,
Hmm.
like twinks, and like it was very like either that or like you have like ebony or whatever, like black, you know.
Yeah.
But it's, I don't know, it's just a very different thing than just like seeing normal mainstream gay black people in your day-to-day life, you know.
For sure.
Or just seeing other men, like seeing men of color as attractive in my adult life. I had to kind of unlearn some of my biases, you know,
Yeah.
that I had growing up, because I feel like we do put white people on this pedestal as like, oh, like that's the person that you like should be with or should be attracted to or whatever. And I think that that's a very like learned behavior.
Yeah.
um, and it's something that like Jerome and I, my partner, we talk about it like often, of just like, you know, how we were able to move past that. Like, yeah, of course, like it's okay to have preferences and people that like,
Hmm.
you know, you want to be with or be in a relationship with or have sex with, but there's like a certain like line there, you know, between like preferences and like straight up like racism, fat phobia, like homophobia,
Fetishism.
transphobia, like a whole bunch of other things,
Mhm.
you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Eric's talked about that too, like the bias and how like sometimes the only times in mainstream stuff where things like the outside is finally like idolized, it's that fetishism side
Mhm.
of like people of color or people of different race or people of, like from different areas, and like, and that also I think creates that xenophobia side of like there's only certain acceptable groups from different places and then everyone else is like other, and you
Mhm.
know, but if they're attractive in whatever mainstream way, then it's okay, right?
Yeah. Like I mean, even with like straight porn, like whenever I'm
Mhm.
on Pornhub and I'll look at some of the videos people are watching, um, now I'm starting to see like different categories kind of blending into each other. It's no longer like, oh, you want to like see some Latina women, you go like Street Latinas, or you want to see some European women, you don't go like check Street Girls. These are all old websites, by the way. I think they're still around. I haven't looked in a while because, you know,
I didn't
regular
know
porn
these
sites.
were real websites. I
These
thought you
still
were just
real
like
what?
saying things you Googled.
No, these are, you know, bang bust. But hey, besides the point. But yeah, now I'm starting to see like in like like mainstream porn where now I'm starting to see like different ethnicity of girls and different body sizes and like I guess like quote unquote typical or normal porn videos,
Mhm.
right? But usually the guy banging out the girl is always like a white guy. And right, and I don't know too much about the porn industry about that, but I know if you want different type of men, you would have to like search the category for that. But the girls have been kind of crossing borders, and it's good because now we're starting to change the image where like if you want to be, you know, a real American, you gotta marry a I mean, I don't want to keep saying white because like, you know, there's multiple different like people who have the white skin tone, but Caucasian American.
But
Mhm.
it is, that's the thing about like race and stuff and how America has done it. Like, unfortunately, like there's a bunch of different kinds of white people, just like every person of color. There's a bunch of different kinds of Asian people. There's a bunch of different kinds of Black people. Like, you know, where we're actually from varies, but they back in the day they boiled it down to like skin color, and which is also funny because also like they labeled it in such a blatant way that rarely anyone actually has that skin color. It's just like what is counted as that or what passes as that, which is even worse because then there's colorism within each race,
Mm-hmm.
including white people on that. Like they always talk about colorism with people of color because it is a thing 100%, but there's also colorism on the white people's side. Like there's like weird stuff on all these levels and like that relationship to power. But so like getting off the porn side, but just in like the mainstream side,
We
there's
went from fucking Pokemon to porn real
well, because
fast.
there's this okay, all those are hobbies, y'all, first of all. And second of all,
Sometimes they're mixing together, man.
yeah, maybe I don't know, you're
Shout
all
out to
biased.
Woody Rocket.
Oh
Well,
gosh,
I still think
that
that's a
should be a
good
show. It's like,
Like,
looking at your porn history with Eric Cypresser.
Oh man, I'll show you my
Yes.
bookmark collection.
my bookmark.
Oh, like I'm feeling a little festive today. Christmas porn. Here we go.
Oh, okay, Christmas, like Hallmark. Eric and I always talk about Hallmark movies, or we like have these running jokes about Hallmark movie moments. Like Hallmark movies are a whole other level, but I also think all movies do this. Marvel movies, like any of the like mainstream movies, you can kind of
Hallmark and like
see.
Lifetime are like on the same
Yeah,
page.
Yeah.
they're like the worst of all of them, like of how certain groups, like whichever ones in power, tend to be like they just play the stereotypical role, the white hat, black hat, like
Yeah.
whoever's supposed to be the good guy or bad guy, like, you know, it's just it's
Very stereotypical.